Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I thank the Honourable Member for Sheffield South East for securing this important debate, and it's a pleasure to follow the my honourable friend from Ruislip, Northwood and Pinner, who, as ever, on this and many other issues, talks extremely good sense. I want to start with a couple of thank yous and then move on to some island-specific points. Firstly, I would like to thank the Isle of Wight Council and all its staff for their exceptional work in looking after islanders during this dreadful pandemic. So on behalf of Islanders, I'd like to thank John Metcalfe and Wendy Pereira and all their teams, and Council Leader Dave Stewart and his senior team, Councillor Stuart Hutchinson, Wayne Whittle. I mention these people because actually it's important to give recognition where recognition is due. I also want to thank the government because I understand that the local government has now received £4.3 billion from government, and in the Isle of Wight we have received about £105 million, which has gone through largely to our local businesses and some to the council, and we are very keen to try to keep that final £8 million for some reasons which in the next 120 seconds I will briefly outline. I was going to talk about housing, which, as he knows, is a big issue on the island, but because he's here and the Housing Minister isn't, I'm going to talk about the island deal. It's in 6 areas, as he knows, and I'm delighted to say that we are already getting a better deal on the island. So we've got £100 million of extra capital investment last year, £48 million in the NHS to drive forward reform, some great pilot schemes, about £46 million for Ryde Railway Pier and Ryde Railway. So we are getting there. And there are 6 other areas that I'd like to talk about, not now, and you're going to do one now. NHS provision. Unavoidably, small hospitals have different economies of scale than significant hospitals that have the required or approved number of users in a sort of district general hospital model. We have agricultural issues, transport issues, and, as I say, housing issues. But specifically when it comes to local government funding, I would like to say to the Minister and his officials, who I know are working up some options, which I'm delighted about, any support for the island looking at the additional cost of providing public services on the island, which are academically proven beyond reasonable doubt that it costs more to provide public services on an island in isolated communities than elsewhere. There is no serious debate about the additional cost. None of this will set a precedent because the Isle of Wight is the only island of any significant size in England and Wales in the local government structure. So there is no precedent being set at all. We have an ambitious council. I'm very much hoping that he's going to buy a critical site as part of a jobs hub and jobs investment programme in East Cowes this evening, and I look forward to that. But when I meet with him and his officials to talk about the island deal, can we please do so understanding that there will be no precedent being set, and in fact there are additional costs of providing public services on an island which sadly have not been recognised in the past half century. Thank you.